guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Do you guys like my little setup? Like, look how professional I am with my laptop that's like not even turned on and my like tie from my high school formal. I look so... I look so professional, but it is extremely hot right now, so I'm gonna roll these sleeves up. Alrighty, a few disclaimers. Number one, the reason that I look like this is because randomly my allergies decided to just blow the fuck up today and ruin my existence. It's really annoying because last part to Shane Dawson's series, The Mind of Jake Paul, came out today. So I knew I was doing this video today. And that's why I'm really pressed.
Are you pressed?
I'm really mad.
You mad?
That my allergies decided to act up today, but you know what? I persevere through. I am here to give you guys the content that you deserve. Well, if you're new here, hi, my name is Luke. I make videos for fun here on YouTube. Sorry, I have a piece of ice in my mouth.
You're nasty.
Do not take me seriously. My life and me, I'm a fucking joke. About like 2% of the time I'm serious. Look at me, this is me trying to be serious. Do I look serious? No. But now and then I decide to do commentary videos or critiques or drama videos, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't really know, I don't really care. Basically, I just go ahead and pop my opinion out there in the world. That's my opinion! And you guys respond, and we have a great little fun time in the comment section. You know, a couple trolls, a couple haters come now and then. But who cares? I try to keep it light, fun, not too serious. But you know, these videos are a little more serious than my usual ones. I mean, my usual videos consist of me destroying my kitchen. Ow! Or playing a video game, trying to escape this town. So, of course, this is going to be a little bit more serious. But I'm a little bit excited for today's series, or video. What? Yeah, welcome to my 5 million part series about Shane Dawson's 8 million part series. Coming to you live in 5 years! No, that's not actually what's happening. This is one video, that's all, unless this video randomly gets a lot of views. Kidding, not really. So if you've been living under a rock, you probably don't know this, and in which case I'm confused as to why you're watching this video. But Shane Dawson, the king of YouTube...
Sorry, did you just put my soda on top of my play button?
Posted another series. And if you do not know, which like I said, where have you been, honey? Shane Dawson now makes documentaries. He's a very professional YouTuber, not a... Fix your exhaust pipe. If I can hear your car, there's a problem. Sorry, I get a little bit pressed. So Shane Dawson made another docuseries. He did on Graveyard Girl, Tana Mongoose, and Jeffree Star. This one was different from them, and this one I feel like was the one that caused the most amount of controversy. This was literally insane. I've not seen so many people speaking about one thing since Logan Paul's suicide forest incident. This literally has constantly been on my newsfeed, constantly been on my Twitter, constantly on Instagram, constantly on YouTube, all over the place, which is why it was really confusing to me that not every single episode was trending on YouTube when the videos were quite literally trending, but we all know YouTube's trending page is f***ed up.
Now, bitch, you know I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't hear this from me.
In today's video, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna spill that tea, honey. You best believe that this video is not gonna be a short one, so go ahead and grab a snack. We're going to be doing an in-depth analysis and review of The Mind of Jake Paul. We've got 8 episodes, so buckle in, my friends. So let's just hop right into this. Shane Dawson was kind of teasing this series way back when. Everybody was like, no Shane, like literally what the fuck are you doing? Do not give him a platform, because whenever Shane Dawson does series on YouTubers, it always kind of paints them in a positive light towards the end, which is fine, but this time it was different because so many people were like, Shane, you know I'm gonna watch your series. And I don't want to think that Jake Paul is a good person, but you're skilled, you're editing, you're interviewing, the music, the emotion. You're gonna get me to feel the way that you want me to feel. Shane ignored the backlash, and he continued to make this series anyway, and I think it's because at the end of the day it's Shane Dawson. Let's be real, like you're gonna watch the series whether or not you don't like the person. That series is so controversial, so of course people are gonna watch it, of course people are gonna talk about it, but even then Shane has mentioned that people need to look at it from like a bigger scope. The series isn't just about Jake Paul. It honestly, in my mind, is kind of like an analysis of YouTube.
I want to know like the psychology of a YouTuber.
Whereas he just uses Jake Paul to use as an example. Because really, if you wanted to do a series on a quote-unquote sociopath, because I'm not going to diagnose anyone because I'm not a therapist, he would have done it on fucking Logan Paul. Like, you picked the wrong fight! Logan Paul is way crazier than Jake Paul. He's got a lot more controversy. However, with Jake Paul, I feel like Shane could tell that Jake Paul is actually way more human than his brother. And is actually just kind of lost in the YouTube game, lost in the cycle. Must have had some family problems, which he totally gets into, and you can really understand the psyche of Jake Paul. However, I'm gonna really try to keep it unbiased as much as I can. We're actually gonna get into it and really talk about the kind of the bones of the series. So without further ado, let's hop right in with the first episode, The Mind of Jake Paul. Right off the bat, before episode 1 even came out, we saw those teaser episodes, and then the first episode dropped, and holy shit, you know what else dropped? My fucking jaw. But I think the first episode really just kind of set up what the series was going to be about. He really kind of did like kind of a recap of Jake Paul's career. Like for example, I'd known of like Jake Paul and Logan Paul's career and how they became famous and all the controversial shit that they did, but like I didn't know everything because like I just honestly just do not keep up with that shit. I could not be bothered. This episode was really beneficial for that. Like it really kind of just teaches you what you need to know for like the upcoming episodes. Honestly, Shane Dawson is honestly quite a genius in the way that he like plans these series and sets them up, and like so much work goes into it, which we'll get into just now because there was a bit of backlash from Shane Dawson about this. In that episode, a lot of people were getting pressed because Shane used this clip of him listening to a voice recording of Jake Paul speaking about the series, and he was like making it seem super dramatic, and this was when like a lot of the controversy started to start. Like we all knew there was going to be controversy because it's a series about Jake Paul, for God's sake.
Every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow.
I think the fuck not, you trick ass bitch.
But people were complaining and saying that Shane was being super dramatic and over dramatic and like doing all of the things that he accuses other people of doing, like emotionally manipulating their audience by putting like sad music.
I know like I'm putting a lot of like trust into you, and I think if like someone can...
I just got the chills. That was crazy.
Basically what Shane said is like, yeah, he may have gotten a bit overboard, but he was doing this for an entertainment factor. While he wants to make his videos interesting and informative, he also wants to make them entertaining, and for somebody whose videos literally are like a minimum of 40 minutes long, you've got to kind of do some shit to make it entertaining. So can you really blame the guy? Besides, I honestly think it makes the video more entertaining. Plus, it's kind of Shane Dawson's fashion. If you've been a Shane Dawson fan, you know that he's over dramatic, especially in videos like these, like his new videos. Like he does his conspiracy theories and like any of the videos where he went to haunted houses. He is a very dramatic person. But it's YouTube. Everybody's dramatic. However, what I would say is I think that while Shane was going to do this, he should have been a little bit more careful with some of the comments he made in the next part about, you know, people manipulating their audience with the editing and the music and all that type of stuff.
To me, it was like, oh, this is sad. I'll put a sad song. So, not saying he's a sociopath, but like that's something that a sociopath would do.
Yeah.
If somebody didn't know like how to be emotionally, they would just go to the audio library and like literally click the emotion.
Just pick the emotion that they want people to feel.
However, the controversy was only starting then. I feel like majority of the controversy came from episode 2, which is titled The Dark Side of Jake Paul. So this is the episode that caused all of the shit for Shane, and that is because whenever you speak about mental health, it is honestly such a touchy subject, and we should really be careful because I feel like what people don't realize is the demographic. Now, I think this is a bit difficult because a lot of people were saying, you know, Shane, you're doing an episode where you are speaking to a therapist, which by the way, I'm not gonna get into the therapist and kind of her qualifications and all that type of stuff because I do not want to send hate her way. Shane went to go speak to this therapist about Jake Paul and his past, and he thinks that Jake Paul is a sociopath. Now, the issue with this is, I understand that he was setting it up for later on. However, with Shane Dawson's series, they always get really good with the views in the beginning, and the views kind of slowly drop because like a lot of people just don't really feel like finishing the series. So I feel like a lot of people might not have watched till the end of the series to see that, you know, he was just doing that for kind of an effect and to just kind of see if that's what it really was, and really it proved that it wasn't because a lot of people have accused Jake Paul of being a sociopath. So he was doing it to set up what was happening later on. However, you have to look at the episode as a whole, and I feel like it was very irresponsible for Shane to kind of insinuate that Jake Paul might be a sociopath, and he did use some disclaimers. However, he did not use as many disclaimers as he did the following parts once he got the backlash. And also, a lot of people took issue with the therapist because the therapist was like constantly saying things like, she would like read out something about a sociopath and then Shane would go like, and he would play like the super dramatic music, and then she'd be like, yeah, it's icky, or like it's ew, or like, yeah, it just makes you uncomfortable.
It's really gross. And it's just creepy. It's really gross.
She was just speaking in a way that wasn't very professional, and her kind of defense is like, you know, I'm a human being, like blah blah blah. However, I feel like you really need to be careful what you're saying, especially when it's being viewed by millions of people. A few other people have said, you know, Shane, you have some young people watching your videos, like this is really scary for them. When you include shots like this,
Anybody could be a sociopath. Like, if we walk into that bar, there's probably what, 100 people? So that means there's 4?
like you're literally just speaking about a sociopath, but most sociopaths aren't like violent people. However, he's including images and clips that show psychopaths. When I first watched that episode, I honestly thought it was really scary. So I could honestly only imagine how younger people felt. Like I was questioning everybody in my life. I was like, oh my god, are they a sociopath? Are they a psychopath? Do they love me? Am I a sociopath? Oh my god, like that one time, like somebody had a breakup and like I didn't care. Like, oh my god, does that mean that I'm a sociopath? Like, no. However, that episode made people think like that. So I think that was like the main issue. All the controversy and all the drama was about that. One thing I do want to touch on is I think it was very strange for Shane to make the sponsor of that video BetterHelp.
Welcome to part 2 of The Mind of Jake Paul. Now, today's episode, I sit down with therapist Katie Morton to talk about the psychology of Jake Paul. So that's why I'm excited to once again say that today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp.
Now, if you don't know about BetterHelp, there's a lot of controversy about that. Just go ahead and listen to, there's this podcast by Keemstar called Baited, where they speak about this and all of the controversy surrounding BetterHelp, where, you know, you can sign up and get therapy or counseling over the phone. And there's been a lot of controversy around that. And while Shay didn't know about the controversy, I still think it's very strange for him to go ahead and do a sponsorship for a mental health thing on an episode like this. I just think it rubs off the wrong way. However, Shane has kind of addressed this.
Okay, I wanted to like jump in and do an update and also a disclaimer and also an apology, because there was some backlash and people feeling offended and feeling like I was making a horror movie out of an illness or disorder. And I 100% understand.
So let's just move on from that. So now on to episode 3 of The Mind of Jake Paul, which is titled The Family of Jake Paul. This video has the least amount of views out of all of the episodes, which I don't understand why. I mean, I guess I kind of do, because I feel like most people just kind of want the tea, want the juice, want, you know, the Team 10, the Erica Costello. I'm Erica Costello.
I'm Erica Costello.
The Alyssa Violet, all that type of shit. Whereas I am very curious about family dynamics, because I myself have had a pretty fucked family dynamic, and I know it really messes you up for a real one. And with this, I honestly was so intrigued. So I watched this video, and out of all the episodes, like the ones that would have like touched me the most to like feel bad for Jake Paul was the family of Jake Paul. Because if you watch this, you can really tell what him growing up was like. You know, he had his dad, which was like that super hyper masculine guy who like is like, don't cry, don't feel, be a man. And then he has a mom, and his mom seems super submissive. At least that's what you can gather from the footage. And you have Logan. Him and his brother are constantly competing against one another.
I'm a savage, you are average.
Logan is super macho, super like, you know, if anything, lacks empathy.
Sociopath is boiled down someone who is just more savage.
And Jake probably feels like he has to live up to that. He has to constantly be in competition with his brother. They're literally two of the most popular YouTubers. You literally have a numerical value that you can use to compare against each other. And they're diss tracking each other, all this type of shit.
Some will be the death of you, about to be another job.
And you can see the way that they grew up. And the father and the mother, and oh, it's just such a fucking hot mess. And the way that his mother uses Jake for clickbait, it's just so messed up. It really just gave an insight to me to like see why he is the way that he is. And you know, Shane speaks about how you really shouldn't involve your family in your business, internet, and it just gets messy. And I totally agree, and I really hope that Jake does take Shane's advice about, you know, not living with his father, not using his, you know, mother and father to help him with his business, and really stand on his own 2 feet, try and disconnect himself from Logan. Because he even says that when the whole controversy about the suicide forest came up with Logan, that a lot of tabloids and a lot of drama channels were slumping him together with Logan Paul, especially people that don't know them very well. You know, you can just be like, you can get mixed up and confused as to who's who. I really hope that he takes Shane's advice and listens to him and really disconnects himself from his family, at least when it comes to YouTube, because I don't think it's healthy or beneficial to his character. Anyway, moving on to the 4th part of The Mind of Jake Paul, which was the enemies of Jake Paul. This episode was very, very interesting to me, quite like the family episode, and I really enjoyed hearing from Nick Crompton, hearing his whole side of everything. While I do think that he was very reserved and I wish there was a little more tea, you know, I always wish there was a little more tea. I do think this episode was very beneficial to someone like me, who honestly wasn't around on YouTube as much when the whole Team 10 was going on, and I didn't know as much about it. I was so fascinated to hear about rules that they had in the house and the 20%, like Kris Jenner is quaking, and just everything going on there. And I honestly couldn't even imagine what it would be like to live in an environment where you're constantly being, you know, woken up or pranked. I couldn't even take a shit at a friend's house. Like, I don't understand how they all lived together in that house. And then the address got leaked, and there were kids coming to the house every day, which, you know what do you expect? Like, you can't get mad at kids when your address gets leaked, especially when you leak it yourself. So stupid. And then Nick speaks about how all of the pranks are fake, which we've been new, sis. If anybody is over the age of fucking 12, you know that they're fake. But obviously the children don't, and they don't want to ruin the magic. Now that negates everything that happens because the pranks were fake. However, at the time, Jake wouldn't have admitted to them being fake. The Martinez twins look like the good guys, while he looked like the bad guy. So he obviously just bit himself in the butt for that. Which, by the way, can we speak about Nick Crompton's house? I still cannot fathom how rich these YouTubers are and how big their mansions are, and their lives are honestly so different from me. Like, my apartment is literally the size of Jake Paul's fucking kitchen. Anyway, so yeah, I honestly thought it was very interesting. I really enjoyed hearing about everything. I thought that was a very good episode. As you can tell, I really enjoyed the first 4 episodes. However, I did not actually feel the same about the last 4 episodes. I actually had quite a few issues with those, so we're gonna go ahead and speak about the second half of the series in the next video. So I've set this video up. We've done what we've done. We've done what we did. The next video is where all of the tea is gonna be spilt, and you are not ready. You are not ready for that tea. So grab your mops, honey, because we're about to spill it. Now, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe because I make new videos every single week. And go ahead and turn on the post notifications bell if you haven't already. Give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share it for me. I'll give you a literal virtual cookie. If you want to go ahead and follow any of my social medias, there's a link just down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next part. I will link it up here or down below. Anyway, guys, that's it for me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Bye. I literally just hit my knee. It hurts so bad.